Welcome to the first year in review video. These will be done as I complete each commentary for an entire year's worth of releases. For the first one, since there were only a few cartoons released in 1929 and 1930, I thought I'd include them as well, since they weren't so different to the first bunch of cartoons of 1931. In each video, I'm going to go through the following points. The overview of the year in terms of what's actually happened, my overall thoughts, my favourite cartoon, my least favourite cartoon, which would be interesting, and the funniest and weirdest animated moments, and a conclusion. So without further ado, let's get on to it. 1929 saw a pilot created called Bosco the Talking Kid, which featured a young black boy interacting with an animator named Rudolph Ising. This pilot was created with another animator named Hugh Harman. Both Harman and Ising had worked for Walt Disney prior, and Harman in 1927 had created Bosco in order to try and capitalize on the new talking craze at the time. Harman and Ising then left Walt Disney to work with Charles Mintz at Universal for a second series of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit cartoons, but left shortly after to try and find a buyer for their Bosco character. Producer Leon Schlesinger ended up seeing the test and signed on Harman and Ising to produce the cartoons for him, which he would then sell on to Warner Brothers. And so in 1930 we would see the release of the first Bosco cartoon called Sinkin' in the Bathtub. 1930 would also see the release of 4 other Bosco cartoons, including Congo Jazz, Hold Anything, Boxcar Blues, and The Booze Hangs High. These cartoons were more or less typical of the cartoons at the time, mainly revolving around singing and dancing to music with no real plot to speak of. They were similar to what Walt Disney was doing with his early Mickey Mouse and Silly Symphony shorts, but with lesser budgets. In 1931, we would see the release of 11 more Bosco cartoons, including Big Man from the North, Ain't Nature Grand, Ups and Downs, Dumb Patrol, Yodeling Yokels, Bosco's Holiday, Tree's Knees, Bosco Shipwrecked, Bosco the Doughboy, Bosco's Soda Fountain, and Bosco's Fox Hunt. Gradually, the Bosco shorts would be less about singing and dancing to music and more about having a story and a plot of some sort. Bosco the Doughboy is one great example of there being a proper story, taking Bosco out of his comfort zone and into the harshness of World War I, or at least the animal version of it. The first 6 Bosco shorts were directed by both Harman and Ising in this year, but then another series was introduced called The Merry Melodies, which was sparked from the success of the Bosco series at the time. This meant that the remaining Bosco cartoons were directed at the time of this recording, so once I do those commentaries, expect another year in review like this one. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments below. And until next time, that's all folks.